What is up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding, and we are going to do a back workout, a classic one with several exercises from the golden era and some more modern, because a combination of both is better than using one only. And that's what this channel is about, combining the old school bodybuilding principles, which have obviously worked, with modern techniques, which work even better. So I'm working out with someone from Greece. And it's pretty awesome because him and his girlfriend are visiting the Netherlands once a year for 1 month, and his girlfriend is from the Netherlands, but she moved to Greece for him. So they go to the Netherlands once a year, but they watch my videos. So there was, she planned basically a training with me, because sometimes that is possible, and then we arranged that and we trained together. So we decided to train back today, and this is one of those workouts, one of those exercises that is more modern. Back in the golden era, they were all classic and simple exercises, but an exercise like this is pretty amazing because you take out all the momentum at the bottom, and usually that is impossible with a free weight. But this bench makes sure that you can make a full stretch, take out the momentum, and start the rep from scratch, which causes a superior contraction in some cases because of the momentum is taken out. You don't need to use a heavy weight because it's more difficult for the muscles, because they feel more stress. And that's what bodybuilding is about, getting the muscles to feel the most possible stress, and the weight that is used to do that doesn't really matter. But the lighter the weight you can use, the safer it is, and the less injury prone the exercise is. And then we move on to an entirely classic exercise, the Arnold bent over row. I like to call it the Arnold bent over row because this is how I saw him do it back in Pumping Iron and other documentaries that I saw about him when they show short clips of him working out. So what you do is stand on a platform, so you are actually able to perform a greater range of motion, because then the actual plates won't hit the floor, and then make the bar go down to your toes and then pull it back up to your belly button or lower abs for maximum stretch of the lats and contraction of the lower back. And then, because my weak point is the back thickness, we are working on the back thickness in the upper back right now by doing lat pull downs behind the head. This works the traps and the mid back thickness a lot, in comparison to the lat pull downs in the front, which works the lat width more. But I have enough lat width, of course I wouldn't mind even more, but right now the back thickness is the most important. So what you want to do is have a feeling that when you're at the bottom, you're actually kind of rowing your traps together, basically pulling your shoulder blades together, because that causes the contraction in the upper back to rush blood in that area. And the more blood you can rush into an area while doing a workout, while doing an exercise, the more growth will occur, because then you are focusing on that particular muscle. And of course, for the back itself, we cannot skip the dumbbell pullover. Doing a dumbbell pullover actually is the only true isolation exercise you can do for the lats, which is why, in my opinion, you should never skip it. Whenever we are doing chest, we always do either a cable fly, a dumbbell fly, or another isolation movement for the chest. So why don't we do it for the back? Because a lot of people think it is impossible, but you can do multiple isolation exercises, the dumbbell pullover or the cable pullover, for example, for the back, which is a great way to take out the biceps and use purely the back and the lats. What you work with this is not only the lat width, but also the serratus muscle on the front of your lats, connecting your lats with the rib cage, which gives you an enormous and awesome look from the front, especially when you're doing a front relaxed pose or a front bicep pose, or especially a front lat spread. It shows the lat thickness from the front a lot, shows more a 3D effect. And of course, when doing this exercise, you should maximize the stretch at the bottom, because the better the stretch, the better the contraction is. And then next up is actually the reverse flies or the reverse dumbbell flies for the rear delts. Sometimes, I don't always do it anymore, but after doing all the back exercises, I like to do some rear delt action. I used to do this a lot, but now that my rear delts are actually a strong point, I don't need to focus on them quite a lot more, because if I make them grow even bigger, the triceps and the chest, and for example the side chest pose, will actually look smaller in comparison. But I don't want to neglect that muscle, as not many bodybuilders have a big rear delt and you want to have your delts in balance. You should always do it. And in my opinion, doing it after the back exercises is perfect, because when doing it after the back, you already warm those muscles up, and to finish them off, you can only do one exercise, for example this one. But however, you should use a lighter weight but a lot of volume to fill up that small muscle group with blood to maximize isolation of that muscle instead of using the traps. And here I'm doing an easy grip cable curl, and the easy grip is actually provided by the Tyron grips, which I purchased for our gym 100% Fit Gym, because I noticed when I trained with these in another gym a year ago that the grip of these are amazing, and doing it like this actually prevents the wrists from getting strained too much, and you're able to fully focus on the biceps. Now, how I like to do this exercise is actually not stand straight, but stand forward a little bit, bend forward, so that more tension will be on the biceps. And of course my girlfriend is also working on her biceps, which have significantly grown since she decided to isolate them just like us bodybuilders. And this is another cool, incredible exercise which comes straight from the 70s, the concentration curl. And this is an exercise you can use to work on the bicep peak. So if you want to work on the bicep peak and get a larger bicep in general, this concentration curl is perfect. And what you want to do is bring the dumbbell upwards to your other shoulder. So if you're using a concentration curl with the right arm, if you're having the dumbbell in your right arm, you should move the dumbbell to the other shoulder, to your left shoulder, while keeping a full contraction on the bicep. The moment that you feel the contraction or the tension is lost from the bicep, you should change your positioning, because the tension should never be lost. And this last bicep exercise is some exercise I don't usually do, but it is a quite modern exercise. And for this easy grip is perfect to use. You basically also enhance the peak contraction right here. By curling it behind your head, you make a movement you're not able to make with a regular cable curl or a barbell curl. So you enhance and target the bicep muscles in a different way, from a different angle, which is what I always say is what bodybuilding is all about. Alright guys, thank you for watching that workout. And that workout was actually from a couple of weeks ago. I still had it in the files, and I wanted to show you some different back techniques and bicep techniques that you can use. Today it is one day before Christmas. Right now it's Christmas Eve, right here in the gym. Right, basically, if you don't know where this is the office in our gym, 100% Fit Gym in Best in the Netherlands, which we continuously invest in to make it bigger and better for all kinds of people, athletes. But especially when I invest in it, I like to make it better for bodybuilders, because I need to be able to train here optimally for the Arnold Classic in 2019. But guys, I want you to know that the code HOLIDAY you can use on vintagegenetics.com for 50% off every second clothing item you can purchase. So if you purchase, for example, a tank top and then a shirt, you get the shirt for 50% off using code HOLIDAY, because during the holidays we can all use a little extra present. Anyway guys, I want to thank you for watching. Another Q&A is coming up soon, so I already wrote down some questions from the previous video, but if you still have some more questions, ask them down below, and I might include them in the next Q&A video or the video after that. Alright guys, this probably will be the last video before Christmas, so happy holidays, Merry Christmas, And thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support this year. And there's going to be so much more content for you guys. Again, thank you for the support. And don't forget to stay golden.